welcome to Sprintex 2020. So we are here with the second session of Sprintex Pre-Boards 2020, wherein we are going to discuss Dust of Snow and Fire and Ice. And this is Shweta Roy, your English Master Teacher at Vedantu. So let us proceed with the chapter with both the poems, and both are written by, of course, Robert Frost, who's our favorite, right? So before proceeding with the session, guys, I hope you have already visited, as I already asked you in the previous Sprintex session, which was there on Letter to God. I hope you have already visited that too. And that was the first Sprintex session for English. And also, I think it was the first of all the subjects, right? So I hope you have really visited that. And I also told you in that session that before coming to this session of Sprintex series, please do visit the same chapter which we have covered already in the Umang series, right? So that you have the general idea and the concept of each and every chapter and each and every poem. So I hope you are prepared with your homework done and absolutely ready for the revision series now, right? So let us start off with the chapter. But before that, let me discuss what are we going to cover in today's session for both the poems. Extract based question, 1 mark. Long answer type question, 5 marks. Short answer type question for 2 marks, right? So these are the different types of questions that we are going to deal with in today's session. Moving ahead is the English schedule, right? So this is the English schedule, guys. Please note the schedule from 25th to 15th, 25th November to 15th December. This is going to be the schedule, right? So do not miss out on any chapter, right? Moving ahead is the schedule for the other subjects as well. This is the schedule for biology. Moving ahead, chemistry, math, and physics. And last but not the least is SST. Right? So it is continuing, guys, till 15th. Okay, it's only mine which is continuing till 15th. Yes? Okay, no issues. So, right. So now, before moving ahead with the session, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't subscribed, right? So proceeding with the session, guys, first I would be discussing the homework answers, right? So I gave you the homework which was talking about the conflict between two types of conflict. So the two types of conflicts are, one is human conflict, one is human nature conflict, and the second one is conflict between humans and humans. So this is a sample answer which I have prepared for you all, so that you can understand how to approach this type of question, right? So the conflict between humans and nature is illustrated by the destruction of Lenjo's crop by the hailstorm, as Lenjo was expecting a good rain to have good harvest, as that was the only hope that he had for his earning. He worked so hard to feed his family, but nature turned violent and destroyed everything. So here this is, the conflict between human and nature. And let me add to a few more points, which you can definitely add in your answers as well. You can say that this is, a kind of age-old conflict, which we find in various, chapters, various stories or various plays, right? Human nature conflict is an age old conflict which we have seen all across the literature, right? So that also we can say. And another another point that you can add over here is, how with the help of this human nature conflict, how the poet is trying, the story, the writer is trying to depict the fact that poor farmers, how much they are dependent on the mercy of nature for their survival, right? So you can actually say this as well. So dependence on the mercy of nature. So this is also portrayed, right? So these 2 points you can also add if you want. It is going to enrich your answer. Now, talking about the conflict between human and human, you already know which area you need to focus on, right? The story also illustrated another conflict between humans themselves and as the postmaster, along with his friends and staff, sent Lencho money that Lencho demanded from God, even though they didn't know Lencho. That means Lencho was a complete stranger for them. Still, they helped Lencho. However, Lencho blamed those people, those very people who actually helped them selflessly. They were blamed by Lencho, and he called him a bunch of crooks who made those people, he called those people a bunch of crooks who made selfless sacrifice to keep Lencho's faith intact. This shows that man's faith in humanity is ebbing away, thus giving it a contemporary relevance and thereby also restoring, I missed the word also here, also restoring the reader's faith in the greatest virtue, that is humanity, right? So you can see how I have tried to frame the answer by also inculcating the value points and the moral lesson that we get from the story. So whenever you get a chance of inculcating those value points, those moral lessons, and connect them with the contemporary connect them with the contemporary times, or why do you think we are reading this chapter, so that we can connect with it, right? So try connecting your answers with life itself, and you see how beautifully your answer will be enriched, and you will also make your answer quite different from the rest, right? So these are certain tips and tricks which I am trying to provide you, so that you can frame your answers beautifully, connect it with life as well. Try connecting your answers with life. Okay, especially these type of answers, right? Of course, this is not possible in the complete text based questions. There are various types of questions that are asked in your papers. One would be your complete text based question, where the reader the examiner would focus on your knowledge on the text. How much thorough are you, right, with the text? So you have to be completely thorough with the text and give the relevant details in that case. But in these type of questions where you have the chance to write, you actually can take points, value points, or the moral lesson, and connect it with life itself. That is going to be working as wonders for all of you. Now we will be beginning today's session with a beautiful quote, again relevant to one of the poems that we are going to study, and you will tell me in the chat box about which poem am I connecting this quote with. So sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in our hearts. Could you tell me to which of the poem, we are doing two poems, right, simultaneously? So to which is this connected to, more connected to? Do let me know in the chat box, right? So smallest thing take up the most room in our hearts. So sometimes what happens in our lives, even smallest or in small things, insignificant things, give us immense pleasure. Yes, your guess is correct. We are talking about the first poem, that is Dust of Snow, right? So read the following extract. This is the extract based question that we are talking about. Now look at the extract. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. This is a very short poem containing only 8 lines, right? So you should be absolutely thorough with the entire poem, right? So this is the extract. Do not spend much time in reading the extract at all, right? So the first question is, where did the crow sit? Now look at the style of reading. How am I reading? On the author's lap, on a branch of hemlock tree, under the hemlock tree, none of the above. So where did the crow sit? See? Now please do tell me the answer in the chat box right now. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let us look at the answer. On a branch of hemlock tree. So we have hemlock tree twice here. So we need to be careful in this case, right? We need to be careful in this case where we have hemlock tree in both the cases, right? You know the answer is going to be with related to hemlock tree, right? But we need to be careful because one option says that he was sitting under the hemlock tree and the other is on a branch of hemlock tree. So in that case, you need to have a careful reading. Moving ahead is, we can say that the poet was dash Happy and joyous mood, tensed mood, sad mood, all of the above. Very simple question, guys. Come on, tell me the answer in the chat box quickly. All right. Moving ahead, it is definitely in a sad mood. How can we say that? At the beginning of the poem, he creates a very gloomy atmosphere, right? So, if you have, I have already explained the entire poem in the Umang series as well as, in the 1910 English channel. So, please go through both of them, right? Next is, how did the crow change the poet's mood? By shaking down the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, by sitting on his shoulder, by flying over his head, or none of the above. You can see I am only reading those portions which might be relevant to the answer, right? So let us move to the answer. Absolutely correct guesses, I guess. Everybody is going to give me the correct answer. I'm sure about that. So the crow changed the poet's mood by shaking down the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Correct? Okay, next extract. Now do tell me from where has this extract been taken? From which poem? Some say the world will end in fire, some say nice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Yes, it has been taken from Fire and Ice. So, what is the poet's opinion of the world in these lines? In these lines, right? The world will end in ice, in fire, will never end. None of the above. Very simple. Please do let me know the answer in the chat box quickly. Yes, in the poet's opinion, the world will end in fire. In these lines, that is what he is mentioning. Some say the world will end in fire, right? Okay, and I hold with those who favor fire. That means he favors those who say that the world is going to end in fire. What is the contradictory opinion of public? So is the debate between the world will end or not, whether the world will end in fire or water, whether the world will end in fire or ice, or none. Very, very, very simple. Come on, let me know the answer in the chat box. Alright, so the contradictory opinion of the public is the debate whether the world will end in fire or ice. Right? How are fire and ice similar to each other though they have contradictory traits? Both are similar. Why? Because both would destroy everything in the world, purify everything in the world, essential in life, essential for life in the world, or none. Very, very, very simple. See, what am I doing? I have already located the answer in the first one, right? First option, destroy everything in the world. But still I am going through both the option, all the rest of the options as well. Please do it in the same way in your papers as well. Most of you are in such a hurry that whenever you discover the first option as your correct answer, you don't bother to go through the rest of the options. Please do not do so, because I might have another correct option in C, and my fourth option could also be both A and C. Then you will be missing out on that, right? In this case, it is not such, but there are cases where the examiner sets, the questions like this, right? So that is why it is highly recommended to go through all the options, even if you discover the answer in the first place, right? Moving ahead, yes, definitely. As I already mentioned that both of them would destroy everything in the world. Moving ahead, we will move to the short answer type question for 2 mark, right? How did the crow change the poet's mood? This is a 2 mark question. Fine. So, what do you think? What should the answer be? Look at the sample answer. The poet was in a sad, depressive mood under a hemlock tree, suggested by the gloomy atmosphere with which the poem begins. Okay? So, see, I have also said, how do I know that the poet was in a sad mood? Because it has been already suggested in the beginning of the poem, right? A crow sitting on the same tree shook off the dust of snow on the poet, This simple action changed the poet's mood. His sorrow was washed away by the light shower of dust of snow caused by the action of crow, which is otherwise regarded as a symbol of ill omen. However, this negative symbol transformed into a symbol of hope since his spirit was revived and he got ready to utilize the rest of the day. Right? Now you will say that, ma'am, this is becoming a bit long for a 2 mark question. But see, if you can definitely shorten it if you want, but see that you do not miss out on any point, right? Because all the points which I have mentioned here are very important, right? And it is kind of making your answer quite different from the rest, right? See, what are the points which I have mentioned? Most of the students, what will they write? They will just complete this answer in 1 line or 2 lines. How did the crow change the poet's mood? By making the dust of snow fall on his body and making that bringing a transformation in his mood, right? That is going to be the end of the answer for most of you. But if you do this, maybe, I mean, if you have a bit if you have a bit masala into your answer, your answer is going to stand out from the rest, right? So please make your answers unique. That is what is demanded, because everybody is going to read the same text and everybody is almost going to write the same answer. So your aim should be to be unique, to be standing to stand out from the rest, out of the box, right? Moving ahead is, for frost, what do fire and ice stand for? Okay, so the word, this is again for 2 mark. Okay, the word fire stands for desire. In the poem, it indicates all types of greed and lust. In today's world, mankind's greed is endangering the very existence of the planet Earth. The word ice in the poem indicates hatred and indifference, which is as cold as ice, which also has the same potential of causing a catastrophic end of the world. Most of the students, what do? They write fire stands for desire, ice stands for what is this? Yes, hatred, right? So, and end of the answer. Please do not do so. Please be a little descriptive. This is literature, guys. The more be descriptive, the more you add value to the answer, your value points, right? That is going to make your answer way better, right? Moving ahead. Okay, before moving ahead with the next question, guys, let me ask you, are you enjoying? Yes or no? Are you enjoying? And are these spring check series, are they helpful for you? Do let me know in the chat box. So do you want to join us and gain 100% knowledge and score 100% marks? Unlimited classes with fun and live and high level quizzes. Do you want to join? Do you want to compete with students throughout the world? Interactive replays with live quizzes and leaderboards. All these are so very energetic, are so very enthusiastic. Don't you think so, guys? Premium downloadable content with handwritten notes of the master teachers. Don't you feel energetic? Don't you feel boosted up by looking at all of these? In-class doubt solving with quality test and assignment. So your doubts are going to be solved in the class live. And apart from that, you are going to get assignments after each and every session. And you are going to also have tests. So is this making you boosted up with the energy to do, to perform, to give your best? Is it? Yes or no? Free 5,000 plus micro courses and free crash courses for competitive exams. Less is more, and for this you do not even have to pay more. More classes in lesser prices. So is this going to be fun, guys? This is going to be fun. So what you need to do is just visit the link in the description box and the pinned comment. Choose the coupon code SWRPRO. Use the coupon code, SWRPRO. And now let us do the Tabahi math, guys. So look at this. You have three types of subscription: 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. And look at the subscription part. For 1 month, you have 1349 using the coupon code. For 3 months, you have 5499, which becomes 1833 per month, where you are saving 32%. Now, how are you saving 32%? Because we have Sprint Tech special offer from 25th November to 30th November, 50% off up to 1500, right? Up to rupees 1500, right? So that is why you see you save 32% here. And if you go for the 6 month subscription, it's only at 9999, which is becoming 1667 per month. Isn't that super duper amazing, guys? Okay, so now look at your per class price. It is reduced to 8 rupee per class, right? For the 6 months. And this is the per class coupon code, right? This is the per class, price. So that is really, really, really super amazing, isn't that? Okay, so now that is going to be, so here actually you are saving more than it, you are saving 50%. So, which brings down the price to rupee 6 per class by using the special coupon code, guys. And that is going to be even more, cheap. It's going to be even cheaper than a packet of Lay's. Don't you think that? Okay, so what you need to do is just visit the link in the description box, use the coupon code SWRPRO to avail this wonderful discount offer, which is valid till, one second, valid till 30th November. Don't forget 25th November till 30th November. Right, guys. So now we will be going to the next question, which is of 3 marks. Okay. So why does the poet hold with those who favor fire? 40 to 50 words. Okay. Solution. The poet takes side with those who believe that the world will be destroyed by fire. He connects fire with desire. According to the poet, desire is powerful and could lead to a quick end, since desires of people are eternal. Okay, if their one longing came to be a reality, okay, then simultaneously another desire is going to come into their mind. Moreover, every desire cannot be fulfilled and will eventually lead to anxiety, hostility, and competition among people. This experience of the people leads him to hold with those who favor fire, right? So this is the kind of answer that you need to present, right? So that means here you basically have to say, why is he trying to hold, with those who favor fire? Because fire, according to him, has the greater potential of destroying earth. Why is it so? Because fire is, it's the symbol for unbridled desire, right? So fire is basically the symbol of unbridled desire. Now, what is unbridled desire? That is never ending desire. Okay, never ending desire. And that is what has been described here. That if their one longing comes, it should be comes to a reality, not came. Okay, comes to a reality, then simultaneously another desire come in their mind, right? So this is what has been explained here, that once you fulfill your need and it gives rise to the next need. So that is why it has the greater potential of destroying the fire, right? Destroying the planet Earth. Next is question number 6, which is from that poem called Dust of Snow. The poet was sad and depressed, but one comical incident lifts his spirit, which is that, of course, the action of the crow shaking the branch of the hemlock tree, right? And then he becomes full of joy and happiness again. Based on your reading of the poem, write a paragraph on the topic, happiness is relative. So this is going to be your topic, and on this you have to write a paragraph. Okay, total mark is 3 here, right? So this paragraph should be based on the poem that you have read, that is Dust of Snow, right? Even if you do not read the entire question, you have understood, but I would definitely recommend you to glance through the entire question. Okay, don't read half of the question, which could actually mislead you, right? So please read the full question, and then we will be seeing how to write this paragraph. It's better that you actually give the title Happiness is Relative. Please give a title to the essay because it's right up like a paragraph writing, right? So basically you need to give the title to your paragraph. Okay, it's already given. Okay, so please do not make up your own title because the topic is already given here. Happiness is relative. You have to write that particular, a line as your topic, as your heading. Okay. Do not make up. Do not use your innovation over here. Okay. Do not use your creativity over here because that is already given. Okay. So use your creativity for the rest of the paragraph, right? So happiness is a state of mind and no one is always happy, right? It is just a passing phase of one's life, varying from time to time and place to place. In most circumstances, our happiness is decided by certain moments in our life. Some light moments can really enliven our mood. And in this case, what happens? In the poem, the simple and insignificant action of the crow brought about a positive transformation in the poet's mood. We must also realize that on every cloud there is a silver lining. What does it mean? That every sorrowful moment is followed by a period of joy and happiness. Right? So that is what is our paragraph. I hope you liked it. You can definitely come up with your own creative paragraph. This is just a model answer. I would definitely recommend you to come up with your own paragraph. Okay? Moving ahead is the next question, guys. Answer any one of the following in 100 to 200 words. That is for 5 marks, right? Simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day of the poet from being wasted. Okay, so that means basically the entire theme of the poem. So this is a theme-based question, guys, right? We call it the theme-based question. Very, very important. And this actually allows you, to use your creativity, right? So Dust of Snow, it's a beautiful poem written by Robert Frost. You can just eliminate this, okay? You can just say that Dust of Snow, comma, a beautiful poem written by Robert Frost, comma, conveys. You can do in this manner as well, right? That even a simple moment has has a large significance. The poet mentioned crow and hemlock tree in his poem. Crow signifies his depressive and sorrowful mood, and hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. Both these signify that the poet was not in a happy mood, right? And so he describes the dark, depressive, and bitter side of nature to present his similar mood, right? Which I have already explained. So, um, he says that he was sitting in a sad and depressive mood under a hemlock tree, and a crow sitting on the same tree shook off the dust of snow, small particles of snow, okay, on the poet. This simple action changed the poet's mood. He realized that he had just wasted a part of his day repenting and being lost in sorrow. But the change in his mood made him realize that he should utilize the rest of the day in his activity, in useful activity. So his sorrow was washed away by the dust of snow. His spirit was revived and he was now ready to use his rest of the day. Right? So this is again a sample answer. You can come up with a much, much, much better answer than this. I'm sure about it. Right? So this is basically to give you an idea how to go about with it. Right? Next question is from Fire and Ice, guys. The poem Fire and Ice carries with it very deep thematic ideas. Elaborate on these darkest traits of humanity. Very, very, again, a theme-based question, okay? So basically, we always do what is the theme of the poem, what is the theme of the story, right? So maybe directly we are not being asked the theme of the story or the poem, but in a different language, we are asked the same thing. So here, basically, you need to elaborate on the theme of the poem, which concerns the darkest traits of humanity, right? So let us have a look at the answer. Frost presents the two of the darkest traits of humanity, the capacity to hate and the capacity to consume, to be consumed by lust or desire. Of the two, he attributes the greater of the two evils is desire. Okay, he in giving desire the foremost position. Okay, with regard to the destruction of the world, Frost is providing a powerful statement on the subject of greed and jealousy, saying that above all trait of humanity that is most likely to lead to its demise. Right? Okay, so desire represents the greatest problem that attributes to the cause of the war. Why are we at war with each other? I had already explained this to you in the Umang series as well. When we are trying to, we are not in control of our desire. So maybe it can be with a piece of land. Why do we fight war? Maybe some dispute. Why are we at dispute with each other? Right? Only and only because we want more and we don't want the other one to share with us. Right? We don't want to share anything with the others. We want more and more and more only for ourselves. So this selfishness is again the root cause of everything is this unbridled and uncontrolled desire, right? So Frost then attributes hatred with the same capacity to do the harm. Again, hatred is also the result of war, right? Okay. And this will definitely cause destruction. However, he lessens the relative importance of hatred. According to him, if still having the capacity, so hatred also has the capacity to destroy the world, but definitely, so he lessens the relative importance of hatred, but still presents it as having the ability to lead to the destruction of the world if it were to happen for a second time, right? So, of the two dark traits of humanity, that is greed and hatred, he gives greater power to hatred, right? But also, greed. I'm sorry. He gives greater power to greed, and hatred also has the same potential. But of course, if Earth gets away, whatever is left, after the Earth gets destroyed by hatred, the second time it is going to be destroyed by if the earth gets destroyed by lust or desire for the first time, and whatever is the remaining is going to get destroyed by hatred, right? So greater potential of destruction is attributed to desire. Okay, and then second comes hatred, which is equally also dangerous, having the potential to cause destruction. So we will be ending today's session, guys, with another quote. Do let me know to which quote is this? I mean, to which poem is this quote related? Look at this quote. You can also use these kind of quotes in your answers if you find it suitable, of course. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Once again, let me explain. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Okay? So when you actually desire for what you don't have, you actually spoil the fun. You actually spoil the enjoyment. The fun of enjoying already what is there with us, with you, right? Right? Remember that what you now have was once among the things you hoped for. Very deep. Okay, try to understand. It's very deep. What you have now, you also hoped for that some time ago. So try to remember that and enjoy the present. Don't always desire for more and more, because then you will not have the contentment or satisfaction, or you will not be able to enjoy even what you have, right? And who has given this quote? It's by Epicurus. Do you know who Epicurus is? He's a very famous Greek philosopher, right? So find out a little bit about Epicurus. He was a very famous Greek philosopher, and he actually, talked about following the modest ways of life, modest pleasures in life, right? So please do a little bit of research about Epicurus and let me know in the next class what do you mean, what you have you learned about it. Okay, and you can definitely post it in the comment section as well. So what did we do in today's session? Extract based question, 3 mark, done. 5 marks, done. 2 mark, done, right? And this is the homework question for all of you guys. Today's world is conflict ridden. People fight over various issues and there is no peace in the world. Explain or describe based on your reading of the poem Fire and Ice. Right? So this is the homework which I want you to write and comment in the comment section. We will see you again in the next session. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. And in the next session, we will be talking about Long Walk to Freedom. That is by Nelson Mandela. And the previous session, we have already talked about A Letter to God. If you did not go through the session, guys, please do have a look at that session as well, because we have discussed all the important questions there, right? And we will see you in the next session where I'm going to discuss Long Walk to Freedom. Don't forget to post your homework answers in the comment section. So do not forget to also visit the link in the description box and do not forget to use the coupon code SWRPRO. Please do visit the link in the description box and thank you so much for being a very, very, very wonderful class, right? So do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. Okay, guys, so take care. Share the video as much as possible so that your friends can also prepare as you are. Right? Bye bye. Take care.